I'm Christopher McLean. Welcome to Heroic Design. Criteria are the descriptions of a great solution, but what makes them tricky is that they are your user's description, not yours. Today, we'll create some criteria and see how they help you make great decisions. This is the fourth episode in our design project. We're using this clever bottle cap design to see how the various elements of the design process work together. We broke down the overall problem into smaller problems called subfunctions, which are easier to solve. Then we built the functional map, which is the design of the system so that our system will fit seamlessly into our user's system and life. Then we took a step earlier in the process to look at requirements, the hard targets our design must achieve. And now we're taking a step forward to criteria. Criteria help us at 2 points in the design process: when we're staring at the blank page about to brainstorm solutions, and after brainstorming, when we are trying to pick the best solution. Today, we'll learn how criteria set us up for great brainstorming and how they help us make the right decisions on behalf of our users. Then we'll create some criteria for the third subfunction in our design example. By the end, we'll see how the criteria are pointing us toward this particular bottle cap solution. There are an infinite number of possible solutions for any problem. Just think of all the solutions to the overall function, transport people from A to B. Solutions for this can have everything from 1 wheel to 18 wheels to skis to a boat hull. How do we know where to start brainstorming? And when we have a bunch of possible solutions, how do we know which one to choose? Criteria help us at these 2 critical moments. Before brainstorming, the blank page represents the infinite solution space, and it's tough to know where to search in that space for great ideas. We're only going to find a few of the infinite potential solutions anyway, so it's better to focus on solutions our users would describe as great. If we brainstorm a lot of solutions in that smaller space, we're more likely to find the best solution. And then after brainstorming, when we still have a lot of potential solutions, criteria help us choose the best one from among those potential solutions. For both cases, it's critical that the criteria are our user's description of a great solution. If they're our description of a great solution, we'll brainstorm random solutions or solutions we like and just choose the best one for us. And then we will be the only customer for our design. So both requirements and criteria help us make judgments and decisions. Are we solving the right problem for the right person? And will our users be delighted with our solution? A quick review of our overall function and functional map. The overall function is seal, unseal, reseal soda for drinking. And this is the overall solution. It looks like a standard plastic bottle cap, but the top is attached to the bottom and a small cam keeps the cap away from the opening in the bottle. If you're deciding between 2 or 3 complete solutions to the overall function, you would create criteria that describe a great solution for the entire problem. But today, we are only going to focus on criteria for one subfunction. This is the functional map. And we are going to focus on criteria for this third subfunction, reseal soda. Let's reverse engineer some criteria from our example. We typically create criteria right after the functional map, and because we brainstorm each subfunction separately, we create a set of criteria for each subfunction. And for this example, we're just looking at this one subfunction, reseal soda. There are actually 2 columns here. The first is for criteria and the second is for the weights. Not all criteria we create are equal. Some are more important than others, and we use the weights to reflect that. And just like these are our users' criteria, these are our users' weights. Low leakage. This is an obvious functional criterion, and some solutions for this subfunction will have lower leakage than others. This criterion is highly weighted because it's the main function, and our user doesn't want soda leaking in their bag. Low chance of losing sealing mechanism. You could think of this as an ergonomic or reliability criterion. This criterion is definitely pushing us toward a solution where the sealing mechanism is attached in some way, though there are other ways to help someone avoid losing something. And this has a low weight because it isn't the end of the world if it's lost. Easy to drink. We're focusing on the cap, but the overall function of this device is about delivering soda. Maybe this should be weighted higher, but the objective is recyclability, so we have to allow the trade-off to happen somewhere in the design. If every criterion is highly weighted, no criterion is highly weighted. Keeps drinking surface clean is a safety criterion, but a medium one. A cork would reseal the soda, but it wouldn't keep the drinking surface clean. So this criterion is driving us toward a solution that covers the drinking surface. Recyclability is a sustainability criterion, which is highly rated in this particular design. This criterion and weighting definitely drive us toward this particular solution, as keeping the cap with the bottle makes it more likely to be recycled. I've lumped design for manufacturability, DFM, design for assembly, DFA, and cost into the same criterion, as they're usually talking about the same thing. DFM drives us to the fewest number of parts, DFA drives us to the fewest assembly steps, and both lead to lower cost. This criterion leads us to a one-part design molded in one shot. It also drives us to a design with the same solution for initial sealing and resealing. By creating these criteria before brainstorming, you can see how they're pointing us toward this solution that attaches the cap and keeps it out of your way while drinking. I'm sure there are other solutions that would do well against these criteria, but the designers of this cap felt that this was the best solution. We can also start to see the trade-offs in this design. For example, this solution is more expensive, but we're less likely to lose it. And it's more likely to be recycled, but it might get in the way while you're drinking. Before brainstorming, we always want the biggest solution space possible. But we can't brainstorm everything forever, so we need to focus on solutions that are real contenders. So, along with requirements, criteria help us limit that solution space in a helpful way. Criteria point us in the right direction for brainstorming. They also help us realize that we are not the user, so that we don't just design what we want. And they help us decide which solution is the best when we have all of the options in front of us. Every design project is composed of 10,000 decisions. Part of our job as designers is to choose wisely on behalf of our users. Requirements and criteria help us make those wise decisions. And if it's time for you to start turning your ideas into products, the Heroic Design Workbook is a complete and rigorous product design process that will help you create remarkable products. A link is in the notes. Thank you for your time and attention. I'll see you soon.